What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Court of Random Opinion. My name is Lauren Neidigh. If you haven't watched this channel before, and I'm assuming most people are going to be watching this on replay because I'm not used to streaming during the day, um, I'm not a lawyer. Um, I just talk about stuff on the internet, and I know that I can be kind of judgy when it comes to some of this stuff. So I'm a psychiatric evaluator. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. So when I say something's insane, please don't take that as any kind of legitimate medical diagnosis. It's just me commenting on behavior. Um, I work in an emergency room and I work with patients who come in under the Baker Act, which, if you live in Florida, you know what that is. If you don't, then it's kind of like a 5150 in California. So, yeah, I give comments on behavior based on my experience. However, every now and then I just see something that's just totally insane, like Kanye's recent string of tweets, and I will comment on that. So that's what we're gonna do today. Cat Lady says, I was so confused about what time this was. Yeah, I accidentally set it to 11 p.m. I'm sorry about that. We're gonna get right into it though, because I don't have a lot of time. I'm doing this on one of my breaks from work. See, I finally found these documents in LA Superior Court. It took me a while because I searched for Kanye and I couldn't find it. Um, and I searched for Yeezy LLC finally, and then that's when this came up, as well as another lawsuit from like a little over a year ago, I think, or maybe it was a little more than that, but um, regarding Kanye's former PI who sued him and alleged some crazy things about him, like trying to get the PI to kind of spy on the Kardashians and his current wife, who I guess they're now splitting. So, but I do want to just get into this current lawsuit. We won't talk too much about that other stuff at this time, but yeah. Hey Steph, hey Erica, and thank you mods for being here. Hi Sheeps, how's it going? All right. Plaintiff Jane Doe alleges on the basis of personal knowledge and or information and belief. Okay. Here's the intro. Jane Doe brings this lawsuit against her former employer, Yeezy, and its owner, Kanye West, also known as Ye, for discrimination, harassment, and retaliation on account of her sex and Jewish religion, amongst other claims. Now, I did a short video, it must have been like a 5 minute long video the other day, reading some of Kanye's tweets from the other night because he went on this anti Semitic tirade in the days leading up to the Super Bowl and during the Super Bowl before ultimately deactivating his account. Now, Elon Musk had censored his account because he started just like posting a slew of pornographic links, which was just insane. um, and Then he ultimately just deleted it himself. But during that tirade, he took shots at everybody from the Jewish community to make a wish kids in wheelchairs. So it was pretty nuts. Um, and I did kind of a dramatic reading of some of those tweets. So yeah, from the Grammys to Super Bowl, he was completely unhinged. That's right. I keep forgetting about the Grammys because I don't watch it. So all right. In late 2023, Plaintiff was hired as a marketing specialist for both Yeezy and Ye. Within just 2 weeks of her hiring, Ye posted an apology to the Jewish community on his Instagram in Hebrew for his recent string of widely criticized anti Semitic remarks. Oh, how far we have fallen. All right, here's the quote from what he said there. I sincerely apologize to the Jewish community for any unintended outburst caused by my what? Any unintended outburst caused by my words or actions? The outburst was your words and actions. Uh, it was not my intention to hurt or disrespect. How is that not your intent? Okay, I gotta stop arguing with this man and just read it. Um, it was not my intention to hurt or disrespect, and I deeply regret any pain I may have caused. I am committing to starting with myself and learning from this experience to ensure greater sensitivity and understanding in the future. Your forgiveness is important to me, and I am committed to making amends and promoting unity. Sadly, this apology was short lived. Yep, there we go. So that obviously meant nothing because he went right back to acting like this not too long after. But the whole thing is just so crazy. Like, I can't imagine, like, why are rich people setting themselves up for this kind of failure? Like, even if you're a terrible person and you think like this, if you're like a wealthy person and you have like everything in the world going for you, Like, why do this? Like, just keep that shit to yourself. If you're a terrible person, just don't talk about it publicly. Like, or don't launch it at your employees. So I don't know. I just feel like this is the most ridiculous thing ever, and I know the answer is because he's extremely mentally ill and clearly not medicated. Um, that's just my opinion, but hey Bruce, what's going on? All right. Plaintiff quickly found success within her new role, landing Ye favorable business opportunities for his music, shoes, and technology. In return, unable to control his prejudice, Ye rewarded Plaintiff with the same anti Semitic vitriol he recently condemned to the public. But in private, his hate went deeper. Ye carried out a calculated campaign to threaten and psychologically torment Jewish people around him, specifically Plaintiff. On numerous occasions, Ye reminded Doe of his anti Semitism by comparing himself to Hitler, hailing Hitler, and directly threatening Plaintiff on account of her Jewish heritage. Ye's prejudice did not end at Plaintiff's ethnic background, but extended to her gender with inappropriate comments about her private parts, calling her ugly, a bitch, and much more. Shortly after Plaintiff complained to her supervisor about Ye's deplorable conduct, Plaintiff was swiftly terminated. All right. Let me hide this for 1 second, guys, because I remember now there's an image in this document where it's like showing some nudity, so I want to make sure that I get the page number so I don't show that on the fucking screen. There it is. Okay, it's on page 7. And I am going to post a link to the entire document when we're done with this stream. I'll put it in the description of this video. I'll put it in the chat, and I'll put it in the comments because I had to pay $16 for this, which sucks. Because I couldn't find it on a lot of mainstream news sites. They'll say like documents obtained by TMZ or documents obtained by Daily Mail or blah blah blah, and they don't like show you the document because they want you to follow and give them more clicks. But I understand that since I'm not a lawyer, some people are going to want to look over this stuff and kind of form their own opinions about the legal basis. And so I'm going to post that so people can do that because I'm not going to be the one to give you any sort of legal analysis, right? I'm just giving you social commentary and occasional mental health takes. All right, I'm just making sure there's no other nudity in this document because I cannot show that on YouTube, nor would I want to. This isn't X. I'm not I'm not going to do that. All right, okay, so only on page 7 is there a screenshot involving nudity. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're good now. Please, no surprise nudity this Valentine's Day. Oh my god, that's right. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm, as you know, not dating anybody, so I'm going with my family. We're gonna go on a boat ride in St. Augustine. And I'm sorry, I know this is off topic. We're gonna go on a boat ride in St. Augustine, and then after that, I made a reservation for dinner out there, and then we'll come back home, and then I'll probably stream again. So, all right, Bruce, especially you guys, get a room. Okay, all right. It has been reported that in June 2025, Ye plans to release a new album titled Bully. I'm probably not going to listen to that. Whether irony or self reflection guides the name, there can be little doubt that Ye treats those around him, especially Jewish people and women, much worse than just a bully. He is a self proclaimed Nazi, a person who has openly called himself Hitler, a boss who called his female employee a bitch and ugly. He's a bully with tens of millions of followers on social media, with children and adults who watch and listen to him. He is a bully who is still able to run nationwide commercials on major platforms, appear at respected award shows, and galvanize his fan base. He uses his social media platforms to bully anyone who disagrees with him, spew hate speech only to disingenuously apologize for it repeatedly when he wants to promote his music, concerts, or merchandise. While some of the public has appeared to forgive Ye's behavior and thinly veiled 2023 apology, the evidence herein shows a bully who never really changed, a bully who must be held accountable. This is an action by plaintiff Jane Doe, whose employment with defendant Yeezy, LLC, was wrongfully terminated. Plaintiff brings this action against defendants for economic, non-economic, compensatory, and punitive damages pursuant to Civil Code Section 3294, prejudgment interest pursuant to Code of Civil Procedures Section 3291, and costs and reasonable attorney's fees pursuant to Government Code Section 12965B. Oh my god, sorry. Labor Code Section 1102.5J and Code of Civil Procedure Section 1021.5. That's a lot of numbers. And here we're talking about the parties, but we pretty much know who that is. It's Kanye and his businesses, and then the plaintiff is the Jane Doe, the former employee. So we won't go through all that. Oh, hold on. What is this? Doe defendants. Huh. Okay. So there are defendants identified as John and Jane Doe in here. Okay. That's I did not know that. Okay. Defendants Doe's 1 to 100 inclusive are sued under fictitious names pursuant to Code of Civil Procedure Section 474. Plaintiff is informed and believes, and on that basis alleges, that each of the defendants sued under fictitious names is in some manner responsible for the wrongs and damages alleged below. In so acting, was functioning as the agent, servant, partner, and employee of the co-defendants, and in taking the actions mentioned below, was acting within the course and scope of his or her authority as such agent, servant, partner, and employee with the permission and consent of the co-defendants. The named defendants and Doe defendants are sometimes hereafter referred to collectively and or individually as defendants. Okay. Relationship of defendants. All defendants compelled, coerced, aided, and or abetted the discrimination, retaliation, and harassment alleged in this complaint, which conduct is prohibited under California Government Code Section 12940I. All defendants were responsible for the events and damages alleged herein, including on the following bases. A. Defendants committed the acts alleged. B. At all relevant times, one or more of the defendants was the agent or employee and or acted under the control or supervision of one or more of the remaining defendants and, in committing the acts alleged, acted within the course of the scope of such agency and employment and or is or are otherwise liable for plaintiff's damages. 1 second, guys. Let me turn this off. At all relevant times, there existed a unity of ownership and interest between or among two or more of the defendants, such that any individuality and separateness between or among those defendants has ceased, and defendants are the alter egos of one another. Wait, what? That's kind of an interesting way to word that. I mean, I'm sure it's like a legal, legalese thing, but like it's just a weird way to put that. I think we get it though, so we're gonna keep moving on here. Maybe Omar will teach me salsa dancing. If you guys don't know Omar, the Tilted Lawyer, I'll have to get him on here to talk about some of this stuff. I didn't know Omar could salsa dance. Now I'm scared. Okay. Factual allegations. Plaintiff's hiring. Jane Doe, a Jewish female, was employed by defendants as a marketing specialist for Kanye West, beginning on or around December 10th, 2023. So that was like a year and some change ago. Plaintiff's job performance. At all times until her wrongful termination, plaintiff worked diligently and performed her job duties in an exemplary manner, even despite an increasingly sexist, anti-Semitic, and ethically repugnant environment. On ordinary days, Ye spewed hate speech against plaintiff's religion, berated his employees with vile profanities, and engaged in unethical and illegal practices such as, but not limited to, engaging in discriminatory conduct and retaliating against plaintiff for reporting such illicit activities. Okay. I don't know why I read that like I was going to continue the sentence. My bad. I want a fun stream with Lauren, Bruce, Snitzel, and Omar just playing games. Yeah, we'll have to do that. She's been super busy lately. All right. Plaintiff suggests Kanye denounce anti-Semitism in response to public backlash over his album cover art. In or around January 2024, Ye's new album, Vultures Volume 1, stirred up widespread controversy and denunciation for its cover art resembling a Nazi aesthetic. To quell the negative attention, plaintiff suggested to a coworker that Kanye issue a statement condemning any ties with Nazism. Plaintiff's coworker conveyed this message to Kanye, who replied, "I am a Nazi." And mind you, this was after he publicly apologized and said he was going to do better to the Jewish community. So that's all right. This not only deeply offended Doe, but the loud and proud anti-Semitism also made her feel endangered. And you can see it here. He puts it in caps. It says, "I am a Nazi." That's disturbing. Oh, Whoops. Oh my god, I just showed the bottom of that, didn't I? I'll have to edit that out later. My bad. All right. This is page 7, obviously. Ye exposes plaintiff to pornographic materials on or around January 10th. Ye texted a picture of a nude female to plaintiff in a group chat. The unwelcome exposure to such nudity made plaintiff feel uncomfortable and deeply unsettled. However, plaintiff did her best to ignore it and persevered through Ye's constant degradation of women. Okay, let me pull this off the screen so I don't accidentally show a titty. We had a nip slip here. We had a nip slip on the stream today. That's my bad, guys. Okay, so here we have it's a text screenshot, which again I can't show you because there's a titty out. It says, "Got big titties. Sign up here to be featured in a new in a new something music video." Hang on, let me try to zoom in on this. Not for the tit, guys. For the word. New something music video. I still can't see what it says. All right. Okay, we're marked safe from the titty now, so I'm gonna put this back on the screen. We're safe from the titty. Marked safe from unrequested boobs. On this Valentine's Day. That about sums it up, doesn't it? Okay. Plaintiff's success is rewarded with a promotion. On or around February 12th, 2024, so this is about a year ago, or actually exactly 1 year before this was filed. After plaintiff's extensive success marketing Ye's Vultures album, plaintiff was promoted to take on more marketing roles for Ye's music and Yeezy clothing brand. Her annual salary was increased to $120,000. Honestly, that is not enough to put up with this bullshit. But 15. Ye erratically terminates plaintiff only to quickly rehire her. Sounds manic, but okay. On or around March 29th, plaintiff secured Ye a high-profile creative business opportunity. Plaintiff presented it to Ye's manager, who stated that Ye demanded to have complete creative control of everything. Through his manager, Kanye texted plaintiff, "Don't present me nothing ever in life that I don't have creative control over." The following day, Kanye's manager texted plaintiff, "Kanye has instructed me to let you go. Thank you for your service." Following plaintiff's abrupt termination, her anxiety and stress levels increased significantly. Well, of course, yeah. A few days later, on or around April 6th, Ye's chief of staff texted and called plaintiff, stating she was rehired at an annual salary of $240,000. All right, bet. I can't believe I just said that unironically. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Somebody slapped me. Don't do that. To reassure plaintiff, the chief of staff added that Ye frequently fires and rehires people, recommending that she get used to it. All right, then. While plaintiff was initially hesitant, she needed the job to support herself and family obligations, with the understanding that things would improve and frankly worried by the prospect of crossing one of the most influential artists in the world, who could easily attempt to ruin her reputation. Plaintiff agreed to return. Number 16, Doe is directed to work on Ye's new porn venture, Yeezy Porn, but she refuses. Yeezy Porn? Romance is dead, guys. Valentine's Day is over. I can't believe I'm reading this on Valentine's Day. Look, seriously, I don't care if you watch porn. I really don't. I think that's a personal preference. But I could understand why this woman would not want to have anything to do with that, and that seems like that should be okay. She shouldn't have to do that. But she was ordered to assist him, so that's creepy. All right, let's see. Because Doe morally opposes pornography and its denigration of women, she refused. This new business was just one of countless ways Ye abuses women. 17. Kanye begins to directly abuse plaintiff because of her religion. Okay. On the afternoon of June 4th, 2024, Kanye belligerently texted plaintiff along with other persons of Jewish descent. What the fuck is everyone here getting paid? So he just put out a group text with his Jewish employees? Is that? All right. Shortly after, Ye texted, "Welcome to the first day of working for Hitler." Okay. Gorilla BFF says Kanye is a button presser. He's not even political. He just pretends he is because he gets reactions. To an extent, I agree, but also remember that this is happening in private right here. So this is just weird. Um, but this isn't even politics. This is just blatant anti-Semitism. It's creepy as fuck. It was no accident when Ye shortly thereafter removed the two Jewish individuals from the group chat, which included plaintiff. Indeed, Ye sought to follow through with overt actions on his self-comparison to Hitler. And then here's a screenshot of the text message. It says, "What was redacted getting paid? Welcome to the first day of working for Hitler. DS, I don't know who DS is. Nothing. You won't receive any invoice from redacted." And then Kanye West removed redacted from the conversation. And it says, "You left the conversation." I'm assuming that's the Jane Doe. Feeling extremely disgusted, plaintiff did her best to ignore Ye's text. Yep, there we go. All right. Shortly thereafter, Kanye added plaintiff back into the chat. Oh, God! Only to verbally and publicly berate her, saying, "Cut the bullshit, Jane Doe, and fuck out of here." Then Kanye texted, "Fuck both of you," referring to the plaintiff and the other Jewish individual. Ye then removed both of them from the group chat again. Oh boy. It says, "Cut the bullshit, redacted. You were too busy to respond to me on a day like today, and then you brought up redacted. Fuck out of here. You are all Hollywood and have no respect for clients." The self-awareness was also removed from the chat, apparently. "It's not fucking okay that y'all ignored me and then tried to gaslight me like that was okay. I am trying to not have to do the inevitable. I am trying, you know what? Fuck both of you. Play games with your toys, aka celebrity clients." And she again left the conversation. What the fuck? I mean, it's not funny that he did that to her. It's just sometimes when something's so bizarre, I'm just like, I can't help but have any other reaction. I'm just like, holy shit. Sheep says these people somehow maintain power for so long despite being so outwardly despicable. It seems to be the case with so many people we cover, and it's so disheartening. That is true. Yeah. All right. Plaintiff complains about Ye's harassment to her supervisor. Sharing these screenshots with her supervisor, plaintiff reported Ye's erratic and harassingly anti-Semitic conduct. Her manager replied, "Copy," failing to address or take any action to correct the verbal abuse, harassment, or blatant discrimination. Okay. So she sent a screenshot to her supervisor here, a screenshot of where he was like ranting, the one we just read. And all she said was copy. Ye's abuse escalates. On the evening of June 4th, Ye continued to verbally abuse plaintiff from his wife's phone, calling plaintiff a heartless sociopath. From his wife's phone? Later that day, Ye sent plaintiff a string of texts verbally attacking her, saying, "Shut the fuck up, bitch," and compared her to an OnlyFans model. Oh my god. Yeah. And here's a screenshot. "Shut the fuck up, bitch. You are Lauren." I'm gonna gloss past that one. "All of you are the same. What you gonna sew next?" Wow. Jesus Christ. Then, in a group chat consisting of Ye, his manager, and plaintiff, Ye's continued harassing and insulting plaintiff on account of her religion and gender. Amongst other despicable statements channeling his inner Adolf, Ye's bigoted vitriol included, "Hail Hitler, you ugly as fuck, you stupid ass corny bitch, you piece of shit, fuck you bitch, and even now sue me, you corny ass bitch." Wouldn't it be easier to just take the lithium? I mean, come on, man. I have no idea if he was ever actually prescribed lithium or not. I'm just being... You guys know what I'm saying. Okay. Oh my god! No, this is just like a string of insults. Like, there were no texts in between this at all. What the hell is this? Okay, so it's just him and the Jane Doe here, and he's just swearing at her incessantly. "You ugly as fuck. You ugly. Your pussy. Redacted. You stupid ass corny bitch." I'm getting demonetized for this, aren't I? God damn it. Fuck you, Kanye. All right. "You corny as fuck. You a 4 after all the makeup. Your life is based off other people's lives, you corny ass 4. I told you, redacted, you piece of shit. Now what you gonna do? Come destroy me, bitch. Hail Hitler, come and get me, bitch. You fucking cornball. Your clothes are trash, your hair is trash, you're redacted. She says, I'm about to go to sleep peacefully, as you should too. God bless. And then he says, now sue me, you corny ass bitch. This man is exhausting. You couldn't pay me anything to work for that guy. Hey, Ray Angel, what's going on? All right. Ye's anti-Semitic comments and verbal abuse towards plaintiff continues. Ye then began to make comments about plaintiff on account of her Jewish religion, saying, "You what's left after I said death con." Oh, wow. You what's left after I said death con. You not in my league, and what you gonna do? Smear me, try to get me locked up. Fuck you, you corny ass bitch. I mean, again, you're setting yourself up for this. I know the guy is clearly mentally ill, but at some point you know this stuff is wrong. Otherwise, he wouldn't be saying like sue me and shit like that because like he knows it's wrong. He knows he could be sued for this. So like he's doing it anyways. And at some point, if you're mentally ill and you continue to do things that are damaging to yourself, your family, your employees, and those around you, I kind of lose the little bit of me that like says it's not so much their fault they can't help it, because at that point you can help it. You take your meds, you do better. Wow. Okay. The remark "DeathCon" refers to Kanye's previous 2022 tweet. "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people." In other words, invoking the Fuhrer, Ye directly threatened Doe. "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is, I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew also. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone whoever opposes your agenda." Defendant's termination of plaintiff's employment. Again, I guess because you remember he fired and rehired her, so that's kind of ridiculous. Okay. On or around June 5th, the very day after reporting Ye's harassing conduct to her manager, and just 4 hours after Ye's manager woke up in the morning and was made aware of text messages, Yeezy's then attorney terminated plaintiff with a termination letter in which management was copied. Hi, Redacted. By way of introduction, my name is Redacted and I represent Yeezy. Please be advised that Yeezy is terminating your engagement for services effective immediately. You can contact me directly if you have any questions. Best regards. Best regards, really? After that? Redact. Okay. So here we're going to get into the damages that she's claiming. Deb says at some point all the awful language, it becomes background noise, tune it out. Yeah, thanks. One sec, guys. Erica P says, just an FYI, if someone talks to you like this, leave ASAP. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but at the same time, I understand why someone else might have a hard time with it, because if you're making $240K working for this person, all of a sudden, if you like quit your job and leave, like you're at a total loss of income, and then how are you going to pay your bills? You know what I mean? So I guess I can see why it'd be a little bit difficult, but totally like from a purely like safety standpoint, yes, get the fuck out. But we all kind of get stuck in, I feel like we all kind of get stuck in situations where we don't necessarily want to be there sometimes, and it's like it's not always as simple as just leave. I don't know, I'm just saying. Lauren, this is the worst Valentine's Day sweet talk. Hey man, I didn't write these texts. All right. Economic damages. As a consequence of defendant's conduct, plaintiff has suffered and will suffer harm, including lost past and future income and employment. Employment benefits, damage to her career, and lost wages over time. Oh, overtime. My bad. Unpaid expenses and penalties, as well as interest on unpaid wages at the legal rate from and after each payday on which those wages should have been paid in a sum to be proven at trial. Non-economic damages. As a consequence of defendant's conduct, plaintiff has suffered and will suffer psychological and emotional distress, humiliation, and mental and physical pain and anguish in a sum to be proven at trial. Punitive damages. Defendant's counsel constitutes oppression, fraud, and or malice under California Civil Code Section 3294, and thus entitles plaintiff to an award of exemplary and or punitive damages. Okay, and then here we have A, malice. Defendant's conduct was committed with malice within the meaning of California Civil Code Section 3294, including that A, defendants acted with intent to cause injury to plaintiff and or acted with reckless disregard for plaintiff's injury, including by terminating plaintiff's employment and or taking other adverse job actions against plaintiff because of her age, disability, medical leave, race, national origin, ancestry, pregnancy, gender, sexual orientation, and or good faith complaints. And or B, defendant's conduct was despicable and committed in willful and conscious disregard of plaintiff's rights, health, safety, including plaintiff's right to be free of discrimination, harassment, retaliation, abuse of the requirements of accommodation, and engaging in the interactive process, and wrongful employment termination. Good Lord, this is wordy. Gorilla says, I've never been in any position to leave a job without something else lined up, so some folks have to stay and put up with crap if we want shelter and food. That's true. Yep. Sheep says, I feel bad for all of his kids. I hope they're sheltered from this behavior for as long as possible. Man, it's terrible for them. I feel bad for them too. All right. B, oppression. Whoa, did not mean to do that. In addition, and or alternatively, defendant's conduct was committed with oppression within the meaning of California Civil Code Section 3294, including the defendant's actions against plaintiff because of her age, disability, medical leave. I'm not going to read all that again. We know what we're talking about here. Were despicable and subjected plaintiff to cruel and unjust hardship in knowing disregard of plaintiff's rights to a workplace free of discrimination, harassment, retaliation, abuse of the requirements of accommodation, and all that other wordy stuff. C, fraud. In addition, and or alternatively, defendant's conduct, as alleged, was fraudulent within the meaning of California Civil Code Section 3294. Okay. Attorney's fees. Plaintiff has incurred and continues to incur legal expenses and attorney's fees. Exhaustion of administrative remedies. Prior to filing this action, plaintiff exhausted her administrative remedies by filing a timely administrative complaint with the CCRD, formerly known as the Department of Fair Employment and Housing, and receiving a CCRD right to sue letter. And you guys know we've seen that happen in the Blake Lively case. So, all right, first cause of action: discrimination on the basis of religion, national origin, and gender/sex. The allegations set forth in preceding paragraphs are re-alleged and incorporated herein by reference. At all times herein mentioned, FEHA, Government Code Section 12940, was in full force and effect and was binding on defendants. This statute requires defendants to refrain from discriminating against any employee because of the employee's religion, national origin, gender, and or sex. Plaintiff's characteristics protected by FEHA, Government Code Section 12900 were substantial motivating reasons in defendant's decision to terminate plaintiff's employment, not to retain, hire, or otherwise employ plaintiff in any position, and or to take other adverse employment actions against plaintiff. As a proximate result of defendant's willful, knowing, and intentional discrimination against plaintiff, plaintiff has sustained and continues to sustained and continues to sustain substantial losses of earnings and other employment benefits. As a proximate result of defendant's willful, knowing, and intentional discrimination, plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer humiliation, emotional distress, and mental and physical pain and anguish, all to her damage in a sum according to proof. There's a lot of common sense in this chat. Thank you. I mean, that's always good, right? Palava girl, hey, how's it going? Appreciate you stopping in. All right. Plaintiff has incurred and continues to incur legal expenses and attorney's fees. Pursuant to Government Code 12965, plaintiff is entitled to recover reasonable attorney's fees and costs in an amount according to proof. defendant's discrimination was committed intentionally in a malicious, fraudulent, despicable, and or oppressive manner, and this entitles plaintiff to punitive damages against defendants. Now, as you guys know, I'm not a lawyer, but to me, the screenshots we just read, like it's very obvious that it was intentional, and he very obviously made it about her religion. So you can't really say like, oh, it was this or that, because he's over here bitching at her about Hitler and working for Hitler and being a Jew and calling her a fat bitch and not fat bitch, ugly bitch. Sorry, my bad, my bad, ugly bitch. And it's just like horrific. Um, so wow. But I would love to hear from a lawyer as to if there's any reason they think this would not be a good claim. Second cause of action: hostile work environment harassment on the basis of religion, national origin, and gender/sex. Okay. Hey, Kirsty, what's going on? The allegations set forth in preceding paragraphs are realleged and incorporated herein by reference. Okay. Sorry, guys. At all times herein mentioned, the FIHA, I'm saying FIHA, I don't know how people say it, but FIHA, Government Code Section 12940, was in full force and effect. The statute requires defendants to refrain from harassing any employee because of the employee's religion, national origin, gender, and or sex. Plaintiff was subjected to harassing conduct through a hostile work environment in whole or in part on the basis of religion, national origin, gender, and or sex, and or other protected characteristics. A single incident of harassing conduct is sufficient to create a hostile work environment if the harassing conduct has unreasonably interfered with plaintiff's work performance or created an intimidating, hostile, or offensive working environment. As a proximate result of defendant's willful, knowing, and intentional harassment of plaintiff has sustained and continues to sustain substantial losses of earnings and other employment benefits. As a proximate result of defendant's willful, knowing, and intentional harassment of plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer humiliation, emotional distress, and mental and physical pain and anguish, all to her damage and in sum according to proof. Okay. Defendant's harassment was committed intentionally in a malicious, fraudulent, despicable, and or oppressive manner, and this entitles plaintiff to punitive damages against defendants. Okay. Here we have a third cause of action: retaliation for engaging in protected activity. The allegations set forth in preceding paragraphs are realleged and incorporated herein by reference. All right, let's see what the meat of this is, because it's all got kind of the same language in each cause of action. This statute requires defendants to refrain from retaliating against any employee making complaints or opposing discrimination, harassment, or retaliation. Okay. Plaintiffs seeking to exercise rights guaranteed under FIHA and or opposing defendants' failure to provide such rights, including the right to be free of discrimination, harassment, or retaliation, and violent in violation of Government Code Section 12940, were substantial motivating reasons in defendant's decision to terminate plaintiff's employment, not to retain, hire, or otherwise employ plaintiff in any position, and or to take other adverse employment actions against plaintiff. Again, it says retaliation was committed intentionally in a malicious, fraudulent, despicable, and or oppressive manner. Fourth cause of action is failure to prevent discrimination, harassment, or retaliation. I mean, that's pretty obvious how that applies. Fifth cause of action: breach of express oral contract to pay wages at a certain amount. Defendants, through their agents, entered an oral agreement to pay plaintiff wages at a certain amount. Plaintiff and defendants, through their supervisors, made mutual promises of consideration pursuant to this oral agreement. Plaintiff performed all duties required of her under the agreement by performing her job in an exemplary manner. Defendants and their managers and supervisors terminated plaintiff's employment without good cause, violating the express oral contract they had with her. As a proximate result of defendant's willful breach of the express oral contract not to terminate employment without good cause, Plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer damages, including losses of earnings and benefits, in a sum according to proof. Sixth cause of action, negligent hiring, supervision, and retention. Okay. Defendants owed a duty of care to plaintiff to appoint, hire, retain, and supervise persons who would not engage in retaliatory, harassing, or discriminatory conduct. Defendants owed a duty of care to plaintiff not to retain managers or employees who would discriminate against, harass, or retaliate against employees for engaging in protected activities. Defendants owed a duty of care to plaintiff to supervise their managers and employees closely to ensure they would refrain from harassing and retaliating against plaintiff. So, like, I think that kind of brings me back to when she sent the screenshot to the manager or the supervisor, and then the supervisor, fired her the next day. Or not the supervisor, but the lawyer had reached out. Seventh cause of action, wrongful termination of employment in violation of public policy. So we kind of know how that went. Eighth cause of action, whistleblower retaliation. Oral contract, is that legal? Why wouldn't she have a hiring contract? I wonder if all his employees go through the same process. I have no idea. Again, we need to ask Omar about this kind of stuff. Okay. Plaintiff raised complaints of actual and or potential illegality, including but not limited to complaints about violations of the FEHA, California Constitution, and Government Code Section 12900, while she worked for defendants, and defendants retaliated against her by taking adverse employment actions, including employment termination, against her. Defendant's misconduct was committed intentionally in a malicious, fraudulent, despicable, and or oppressive manner. Okay. Ninth cause of action, retaliation for reporting working conditions, which, again, we saw that she complained to the supervisor, and then the supervisor, they dismissed her the next day. 10th cause of action, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Well, that definitely happened. If you look at the screenshots that we just went through above. So. Eleventh cause of action, violation of the Ralph Act. Civil Code Section 51.7, the Ralph Act, provides that persons have the right to be free from violence or threat of violence committed against their persons or property due to, among other things, their religion, national origin, gender, and or sex. And in the screenshot of the tweet up there, I think that kind of applies here, but let's see. Beginning in or around January 2024, defendant Ye began making open anti-Semitic and sexist intimidations and threats towards, about, and or around plaintiff Doe, including but not limited to sayings such as, "I am a Nazi," "Welcome to the first day of working for Hitler," "Shut the fuck up, bitch," "You ugly as," oh god, this again, "You ugly as fuck," "You a 4 after all the makeup," "You stupid ass corny bitch," "You piece of shit," "Hail Hitler," You what's left after I said DEathCon," and other statements, some of which included herein. Good lord. So in response to Plaintiff Doe's complaints of said harassment, defendant Ye retaliated and terminated plaintiff. Plaintiff's religion, national origin, gender, and or sex was a substantial motivating factor for defendant Ye's violence and intimidation by threat of violence. Wait, what does this say? The wrongful actions of defendants and each of them were a substantial factor in causing plaintiff to suffer harm. Plaintiff also requests a civil penalty of $35,000 as permitted by statute. Okay. 12th cause of action, sex, religion, national origin, and or gender discrimination in violation of the Tom Bain Civil Rights Act. The Tom Bain Civil Rights Act provides a private right of action against a person or persons, whether or not acting under color of law, interferes by threat, intimidation, or coercion, or attempts to interfere by threat, intimidation, or coercion, with the exercise or enjoyment by any individual or individuals of rights secured by the Constitution or laws of the United States, or of the rights secured by the Constitution or laws of this state, a private right of action against anyone. Okay. Prayer. Wherefore, plaintiff Jane Doe prays for judgment against defendants as follows: 1, for general and special damages according to proof; 2, for exemplary damages according to proof; 3, for prejudgment and post-judgment interest on all damages awarded; 4, for reasonable attorney's fees; 5, for costs of suit incurred; 6, for declaratory relief; 7, for such other and further relief as the court may deem just and proper. Additionally, plaintiff Jane Doe demands trial of this matter by jury. The amount demanded exceeds $35,000. All right. So that was a little intense. I mean, those texts are like clearly like the guy. I would say he needs help, but he obviously won't accept it, and he knows that his behavior has been wrong in the past, obviously, because he's apologized for it, and he continues to do this at like an amplified level. Like it gets worse and worse. So yeah, I can't say that I really feel bad for him as far as like the mental health issue goes, because he's the one choosing to live his life like this at this point. But yeah, this guy's trash. All right. So that was filed 2 days ago, and we have nothing else, going on in the case so far. I'm going to cover another legal document relating to Kanye, since he's now allegedly split from Bianca Censori. I'm going to cover that case where the private investigator sued Kanye, alleging that he, had the investigator doing stuff regarding the Kardashians and like following Bianca Censori and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll go over that another time. But that's it for now, guys. I'm gonna post that link, like I said, right here in the chat. Hang on. And remember, there's a surprise titty on page 7, so if you don't want to see that, you might want to skip over that page. There's the link. I'll drop this in the description and the regular video comments as well. Oh no, somebody wants you on Teams. Yeah, I know. I hear it. My break's almost over, so 1 sec. Here's the link. Guys, don't forget to hit the like for me. It would really help my channel out. And I will see you again later today, at least once. I might do 3 streams today. I might do 2. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. Okay. Thanks, everybody. And I'll catch you very soon. Bye.